வாங்க ஒரு சிம்பிளான விஷயத்தை பார்க்கலாம்.
Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. If you've ever felt like the stock market is just this wild, unpredictable beast, well, today is absolutely going to change your perspective. We're going to break down a highly successful real-world trading day to completely demystify the math and the strict, almost robotic discipline behind it. We're going to see exactly how mapping out targets way in advance turns total chaos into a highly structured jackpot. But right off the bat, before we start throwing numbers around, we've got to give a quick reminder. This explainer is strictly for educational and informational purposes. Trading in equities and options, it involves high risk, for sure. So always consult a certified financial planner before making any real money decisions, because we are not responsible for any profits or losses. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into the math. I want you to focus on this exact number for a second, 24017.25. According to our source data, this was the predicted buy target number 9. And the crazy part? This was mapped out before the market even opened for the day. So what actually happened? Well, the market surged and approached this exact level with literal pinpoint accuracy, hitting a high of 24011.40. Missing the absolute top by just a few mere points just goes to show you the massive power of having a mathematical system fully in place. To understand exactly how this was executed, here's our roadmap. We'll look at the pinpoint market prediction, cashing in on calls, the double top exit, averaging down the put, and finally, system over emotion. Starting off with section 1, cashing in on calls. I mean, the sheer volume of profits captured during this bullish surge is just staggering. We're talking over 240 points grabbed across different options. Look at the Nifty 23,900 call option. It was bought at just 39 rupees and ridden all the way up to 155. That is a massive 116-point capture, yielding 7,540 rupees per lot in profit. And even a far out-of-the-money call bought at 9 rupees was closed at 54. This is exactly the kind of magic that happens when the market perfectly aligns with predetermined math. All right, moving to section 2, the double top exit. So getting into a winning trade is awesome, right? But knowing when to jump ship, that is what actually saves you. And the market gave a massive warning right at the very top, a double top. If you're not familiar, this is a technical chart pattern that looks exactly like the letter M. It basically means the price hit an invisible ceiling, tried again, failed to break through, and is now getting ready to just plunge. Since this formed right near that 9th target we talked about earlier, this M was a giant red flag. Capital protection mode had to be activated immediately. And to survive the beast that is the market, you can't freeze up. You have to execute your rules. The reaction to that M pattern was a very strict 2-step protocol. Step 1, you secure 80% of those positions right away to lock in the bulk of the profits. Step 2, you deploy a safety net on the remaining 20% by setting a trailing stop loss. But not just a regular stop loss, a cost-to-cost stop loss. Let's clear up that jargon real quick. What does cost-to-cost actually mean? Well, it simply means adjusting your exit threshold to the exact price you initially paid for the option. By bumping your stop loss up to your buy price, you're guaranteeing that even if the market totally crashes from that double top, your remaining position breaks even. It's absolute zero risk. Next up, section 3, averaging down the put. Exactly as predicted, the market dropped. But instead of just sitting back and watching, the system pivoted. And this brings us to averaging down. This is a super powerful mathematical weapon you can use during a dip. Basically, you buy more of the same option when the price temporarily drops, which lowers the average cost of your entire overall position. It takes some serious nerve, sure, but more importantly, it requires relying on the math. Okay, let's see this math actually play out. Follow the timeline for the 16 June 24,000 put option. First, one single lot was bought at 114. Now, when the price dipped slightly, they didn't panic. Instead, the system dictated buying 2 more lots at 108. This was a really bold move that pulled the average buy price down to a clean 110. So when the market finally tanked from that double top we saw earlier, the premium just spiked. Positions were closed at 196, securing a massive 86-point profit capture, or about 5,590 rupees per lot. Which brings us to our final section, system over emotion. Look, none of these profits happen by accident. They demand a complete 180-degree shift away from trading on gut feelings. It's really a stark contrast between 2 entirely different types of traders. On the left side, you've got mathematical logic. This is comfortably holding your winners because you actually know your targets, and you're trailing your stop loss to completely eliminate risk. On the right side, pure emotion. This is wildly guessing where the market will stop based entirely on fear, hope, or greed. Let me tell you, system logic is gonna crush emotional guessing every single time. So, if you want to stop guessing and start trading with this exact level of precision, the source material actually has an open invitation. You can vote in their YouTube community poll right now to pick the time for their upcoming bi-weekly live masterclass happening on June 27th, 2026. You just choose between 11 a.m. or 8 p.m., hit that join button, and you can start networking as a stock trading expert. But hey, you don't even have to wait around to start building your own system. You can check out their free masterclass playlists immediately. And honestly, if you know a fellow trader who's constantly struggling with exiting way too early or getting totally crushed by market reversals, do them a massive favor and share this explainer with them.
So, as we wrap up this explainer today, I really want to leave you with one critical question to ask yourself before you make your very next trade. Are you just guessing where the market will go, or are you actually letting the math guide you? Thanks so much for joining us for this breakdown, and hey, stay disciplined out there.
இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்ததுன்னா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. Thank you for watching.